Hey, Unit 242 again. I just had to do it. Had to do it. Found that recipe on Townsend and Son. It is a journey cake. If you haven't been to James Townsend and Son or Townsend on YouTube, you really need to. What a wonderful, wonderful channel. A wealth of knowledge. A wonderful man. A journey cake. And I've always had kind of a fascination with hardtacks and biscuits and cakes. Is probably a lower duration pack ration. He mentions that it was taken from Harriet Pinckney Horry's cookbook, which is roughly from the 1770s. And my recipe has been altered just a little bit. I did a little differently. He used a bannock board, I used an oven. Basically, my recipe was 8 ounces of flour, 15 ounces of hominy, ground hominy, coffee, water to break it all up, salt and pepper, put into an oven at 375 degrees for 30 minutes. And like I said, he used a bannock board, and I strongly urge you to go watch what this man can do with a bannock board around a fire. It's incredible. I'm going to have a little coffee with mine. But that is a journey cake. And like I said, it's flour, ground hominy. I used a little bit of coffee and water to break it all up. I like using cold coffee and things like this. Salt and pepper. And it's really moist. It's sort of tough, but it is moist. See? Oh, that's nothing at all like hardtack. I used just a little too much salt, I'm sure. It's got a wonderful corn flavor to it, like a corn tortilla. But it's moist. I can taste the pepper that I put into it. Just ground black pepper. Nothing more than that. Now I wish I would have dolled it up just a little bit with some real spice, but I'm glad that I didn't. And coffee really sets it off. A small portion of meat, some beans, a piece of hardtack, and a piece of journey bread. Yeah, that would make a meal. It would be doable. That would be something that you could sit down at the edge of a trail with, make up some coffee. Maybe a small amount of cured meat. It's delicious. It's an interesting biscuit cake. It's up to you what you want to call it. As far as a ration goes, especially for a 17th century ration, that's pretty good. Ray Mayers did a campsite cooking in Canada where he made a raisin bread or a raisin cake, and next to the fire too. Not in an oven. If you can find that video, that's worth watching. Yeah, it's got a good texture to it. I wish I would have flipped it over once during the baking, because The bottom of it is nice and brown, very smooth. On top of it's a little more craggy, not quite as browned as the underside of it. That side's definitely more aesthetically pleasing to look at. Ground hominy, flour, coffee, water, salt, and pepper. 375 degrees for 30 minutes. Kilo 19er is going to get in on some of this. I'm going to do some more hardtack, and I'll do some journey cakes for him. And I'd like to see if I could get some different kind of coffees to have with this, something a little more traditional from the 17th or 18th century. Maybe something heavy with chicory. Oh, that's delicious. That is a good trail ration. I have to give that one a thumbs up. Like I said, his recipe called for milk to break it up with. I wanted to be a little more primitive, and I'm glad that I did it this way. You really can't taste the coffee that I put into it. That's too bad. Maybe I'll add a little bit more next time. I won't cut it down with water so much. Oh, I wish I had a piece of jerky to go with this. Or a piece of sausage, some nice dry Italian sausage. Not a greasy summer sausage. And like I said, the black coffee just sets it off. I honestly enjoyed that. Please go look up James Townsend and Son on YouTube. I love their videos. I'll see if I can learn how to put a link down below to theirs. But this is Unit 242 and the Journey Cake Trail Ration. Wonderful. Thank you. See you again next time.